muting myself, but getting into game, and hopefully I don't keep you guys waiting, but taking over casting for now. Okay, I am back, and I don't know if I'm actually online right now, but I'm hoping that OBS catches up here, and oh, the mic's pretty loud. 1 second, that's louder. There we go. Okay, might be a little better, but yeah. So you got spawning in the lower left. Game time. The yellow Zerg playing for East Sloth. Very good team. And spawning in the upper right, we have Gens. Okay, I do see my stream. That makes me feel a lot better. This this stream key does work, as it turns out. It had a space at the end, which made me think, oh, great, this is gonna make me wait 2 minutes to find out if my stream actually works again. But it actually does, so that's good. And that was hopefully probably not even counted like as a character, that space, but you never really know. But yeah, so okay. We see a rush coming out from Gens, aka Jarpy. And he is just rallying Marines from 2 racks across the map. This is actually what he did last time. This is like literally like the same thing that Gens already did. He's doing it again. That's interesting. So yeah. Okay, so what I mean by that is last tournament, we had the same matchup. We had game time versus Gens, and on black-pink, he proxied 2 racks in the middle of the map. And it was only 2, right? So this is not as all-in as it might look. Although, here we go, game time's defending. He's actually going for the links around. I don't know if this is the right decision, although he got so many Marine kills. There's still a bunker with 4 Marines in it. That's 6 Marines with bunker health. I don't know, this is not a very efficient trade at all for game time. I don't like the choice of defense. I think Gens should probably not focus on the hatchery, but he's doing it anyway. This is a super dangerous decision, although now he's gonna back off, so he didn't actually lose anything. That was pretty well done, as far as it could go. Now, alright, sorry, I'm just checking on my stream here. I don't know if I'm too loud. I feel like I sort of am. Maybe I'm not, in fact. Alright, all of you buffoons think the future actually whooped on Ace. Ace was off race. Yeah, Ace is pretty good. And he was playing his off race Protoss, which is, by the way, at least high Masters level. Yeah, And I'm actually excited to see Ace again. But yeah, okay, so here we go with Jens taking a CC. He's actually macroing pretty well behind this, and yeah, that opening was crazy, right? It was a very committed aggression, but it was only 2 barracks, so you know what? Like, Jens might be just fine, despite doing a relatively committed attack. It wasn't completely all in, and he has a decent tech out. He's getting a Viking to kill this Overlord, so there won't be any silly drop shenanigans or anything like that. And yeah, like Game Time has this hatchery at low health, but who cares if it's at low health? It's not dead. So I feel like from that standpoint, Game Time is just fine. He has this economic lead slightly. As you can see, there's 36 workers to 27. He's already taken a 3rd base here, and yeah. And this is a best of 1, remember. So like, these guys are pulling out their very best strategies, and apparently the strategy of choice was to go with, or at least for Jens, is to go with that attack there. Okay, sorry. So I think my mic is slightly off. Now I'm speaking directly towards the mic. It might sound better, like it's less on one side or something, but I don't know how that works really, to be honest. I think I improved my mic quality. I could be just making that up though. All right, so yeah, there's a bunch of Hellions in the middle of the map. This 6 Hellion squad. This will be pretty good against killing any Zerglings. But I don't know what he's planning on doing with it necessarily. He obviously is trying to just poke and prod. This is the kind of thing that's it's pretty dangerous. You could sort of lose all your stuff if you're not careful with this. But I think he's fine. He's just gonna run away. He's on the edge of creep, so he's gonna probably get any creep tumors if those come down. And in the meantime, you see this Liberator harassing. It could kill a queen. 1 more shot. Yep, it's dead. And it's gonna start working away on the drones. This is extremely annoying for Game Time. And Game Time has to uproot a spore. The Liberator got 4 kills. That's pretty good for not taking any, or hardly any damage. And Game Time at this point, he's getting a ton of queens. Queens are really good defensively, but they don't scale well in terms of attack unless he's planning on doing a huge all-in. And I don't think he's going to. He's getting Hydra range. And that just tells me that, I think that's range. Oh wait, is that actually? I don't know. I think that's range. But yeah, if you generally speaking, if you go for range, then that means that you're going to be slightly more defensive. And if you go for the speed, then first at least, then you're gonna attack. But in this case, he's getting attacked by Jens, who has a ton of Hellbats, and the Hydras are not ready. So what you're seeing right now is a Terran player that is attacking a Zerg with absolutely no army except for queens. And this is pretty brutal to watch. If he wants any hope of defending this, basically what needs to happen is Game Time needs to get the perfect engagement with what he does have. Oh, and just losing the Lings like that, as you just saw, is really painful. It's really not doing, it's really not helping. It's not helping Game Time. I don't think he should have engaged like he did right there. If I was Game Time, I would have probably aimed for a more patient sort of play and engaged slightly later at a different angle, etc. He does clean up all the Hellions in his natural, which helps. That's pretty nice. Game Time is down in workers. As a Zerg, you never want to be down in workers. Let me tell you that. He is at 48 to the 57 of the Terran. However, the Terran hasn't even moved his third base yet, and game time is actually on 4 bases. So that's pretty impressive, although his third base that was just killed is not yet built. And the fact that he lost all the drones at the third base is a huge problem for game time. So game time is actually relying on this like small Hydra force to hold down the entire map and hopefully bring him some sort of damage, although I don't think he has exactly what it takes. He could probably lose this entire force if he's not careful. I mean, really, like, Jens could rush out there with his entire army and just start, like, gunning it all down. So he's backing up. Smart move. These drones are a mistake. He might be a little nervous or something. I actually do this all the time, like, when I'm just, when I'm in, like, try-hard mode, I actually make stupid mistakes like this. So, yeah, game time is, he's looking better than he was like only 2 minutes ago, to be honest. Because look at the worker count. So game time has caught up a lot, and the fact that Jens has been on 2 bases forever, that helps. That helps a lot. And there's tanks set up now, and yeah, I actually think it's very macro-oriented at this point. Game time, of course, he's not completely recovered from that initial attack there. He still needs to put 3 on gas there. He doesn't have the best upgrades. He's going up against mech, and from the composition that he chose, this is actually not that good against mech. If he doesn't transition... Okay, game time's actually getting an infestation pit. So at this point in time, I want to say, yeah, he's doing fine. His macro has been really, really solid. And I don't know how well Jens has handled this. He's been a little slow on the macro side, although he's still done tons of damage this game. So if he can defend this, I think he's in a great spot. But if he takes damage here, I'd say game time's way ahead. And this is looking pretty questionable. I actually think he's getting overrun, although as you can see there's a huge army of Terran right here. So if he could just hold out a little longer, but the Banelings crash into the SCVs, this is looking pretty rough, but he's actually holding because those are great tanks there. And the Banelings really didn't get that much damage done. There's like a wall of Cyclones right there. And they just ran into the Cyclones. And yeah, and just like that, game time has to back off. And Jens, trying to get a little damage done, he did take a lot of economic damage. But the army supplies are pretty close. And there's... Oh, he lost the CC. Oh, that's super bad. Okay. At this point in time, I think game time is actually way ahead. He would have to do some serious mistakes to lose from this point. As you can see, he has a CC on the way. But like, he's really he's dependent on time. He needs a lot more time. Actually, he is making SCVs, but only out of 2 CCs. If I was Jens, I'd probably even make this into a planetary. And look at that, just like that, he starts a 4th CC because he knows that's the only way he's coming back. If game time is allowed to expand and just generally macro, he's going to be way, way ahead. But if Jens is not allowed to macro, then he has like no chance whatsoever. So you see, the problem is that game time is going to get an edge no matter what, but that edge is hopefully for Jens, it's going to be mostly economy, and he's going to lay off the pressure, because that way Jens can take those big mech army engagements, and hopefully he can bring his way back through that process. But the fact that Game Time is getting Vipers at this point, that's not looking good at all for our Chilean Terran. I yeah, I don't think this is gonna work so well. So so yeah, like Jens is super dependent on time, and he is getting. Oh, look at that Overlord blocking the fourth base. That's so painful because every second that goes by that he's not getting the maximum value. Oh, he needs to kill this so badly right now. That he's not getting maximum, saturation on his bases. He's really not gonna. He's not gonna fare well in the macro part of this game, or the late game, and we're already there because Game Time has 2-3 Vipers full energy, and that's a very dangerous tech that Jens doesn't have an answer to. Luckily, he did scout the Vipers, so at this point he's expecting to get Blinding Clouded, and he's spreading his tanks out just for that possibility. But I don't think that he has necessarily what he needs. He needs perfect spreads, and he also sort of wants some mistakes. Okay, 4 Vikings there. That's a start. That's a start, but I don't think it's good enough because there's so many friggin' Hydras. After they kill 1 Viper, they're probably all gonna die. But we don't know yet. So, he's gearing up for a huge attack here. Game Team comes in with all these Hydras. He gets hit a few times, but I don't know if it's enough. Those Vipers are killing a lot of stuff. They're pulling in. They all die. They all go down, which is good. But he can't afford to lose the CC, and there's just so many Hydras. Look at those tanks, though. That's insane damage from tanks. I don't know if Game Time should be pushing this far in necessarily, but he is getting a lot of damage done. And these Hydras do have good upgrades. They're 2-2. But the CC goes down. The CC goes down. And if you look at the army supply, Game Time is not even behind. He's actually ahead in every single way. And he's getting more Vipers, more Hydras. Basically, all of those tanks that are right here, they were not used in the fight. And Jens didn't reposition them. That was sort of like, a mechanical flaw of Jens. If he had the time, he probably would have, but he never got the chance to do that, and he had a bunch of useless army supply in the last fight. So that's unfortunate. But as you can see, Jens is gearing up for some harassment here, just trying to go into the, what is that, 6th base? 7th base? Yeah, Game Time has 7 bases at this point in time. This is his 6th base, because this one here is not even done, and that's his 7th base. But yeah, he's getting good drone damage. Jens is getting good drone damage, and he has another pack of Hellions here. So if he can keep Game Time back, like super far back for a long time, he can use that, really nice late game control that we have seen from Jens in the past. And Jens could actually make something happen here, but that chance is dwindling as these Hellions go down, because that's going to make Game Time a lot more confident that he won't get completely destroyed by some harass units, and his economy is going to be safe. So he's not going to have to worry anymore until he sends more Hellions, which of course has the chance that it just gets intercepted and then you don't do anything with them. So yeah. I think Game Time is in a comfortable position, and he's been in this position for a long time. I actually very much like the fact that Game Time's not trying to take a greater spire yet. He's actually sticking on these like mid-tier units because he sort of knows that if he plays it slow, then he has the best chance against a Terran who doesn't have an amazing economy. Oh my god, did you just see how that army melted? I think that was a terrible fight for Game Time, But, you know, I'm not gonna say he's winning it. Actually, you might think, oh my God, he just lost absolutely everything, and that was god awful. I think the blinding clouds weren't very good. The fact that he didn't scout the back tanks over here and he marched in a single direction instead of sending some units over here or here, and he just basically tried to ram his head into a wall, and the wall was like, nah, you can just take it and fall over. And yeah, like that didn't work at all. Uh, but Game Time is a very resourceful, macro Zerg who is hopefully going to catch up. I think the problem is he keeps losing, units to these harass. Like, Game Time's feeling the pressure, right? Like, he's trying to make something happen. Maybe he bungled his attack over here because he was so scared of losing tons of drones to all these Hellion run-bys, and that's been actually happening. So he's sort of scared of getting in a worse position, so he had to make something happen, but that actually didn't work. And the fact, right now, at this stage of the game, Jens is probably ahead. Or at least in the army department, Jens is ahead. 100%. Jens is actually winning now. And yeah, it all came down to that one attack. That was horrible. That was I don't know how else to say it, right? Game Time is a very good player, but he didn't look carefully at how he should have attacked there. So yeah. Armies collapsing from all sides. This is what he needed last time, but of course, I don't know if it's enough, because these tanks go, you can't even see them on one screen. Like, you have to move up and down to see the entire... That's insane. I don't think anyone should attack into this. This is scary. Alright, Game Time has a very good spread on these 3-3 Hydras. I think they're 3-3, right? They're 3-2 Hydras. But the mech army is actually 3-3. And, yeah, this... Units lost tab, 40,000 to 24,500. Just look at that. Like, this is exactly what I'm talking about. And GG's. Just like that, Game Time, who had a very good shot, and he was ahead, kinda got knocked out by a sloppy engagement. Of course, if he had played that in a slightly more patient way, then it would just sort of go to the later stages. But Game Time's army was mid-tier, and when you lose an entire mid-tier army, you have to replace it with more mid-tier units. And he ended up doing that, and he couldn't hold the tanks which stacked up. So, do you think future... Maybe. We'll see. I guess now we're on to the next series, because that was actually a best of one. So now it appears Jens is against Winter. And I will need an invite to their game. And yeah. Did I get from Ray's his tournament information? No, I don't think I did get Ray's tournament information. Alright, so yeah, after I get Ray's email, I can actually pay him. This is a tournament where it does go down to the top 8 players, and you will get $2.50 if you place from 5th to 8th place, and $5 for 3rd and 4th, $10 for 2nd, and $20 for first place. So it's a very spread out. Uh, it's a very spread out prize pool. Sorry, lost for words there. But yeah, I think I like that because just the fact they don't have any really good professional players playing means that everyone is at a closer skill to each other because nobody is an outlier because all the outliers have made more than $8,000. And with that said, you're often seeing close games where one player could win over the other player just as easily, and they might have had a bad uh, day or bad engage. I think did Future actually get offline? No, there's no way Future dodged. He says Future ain't won nothing yet. Never mind. He jumped on his ult. Yeah. Future's coming. So at this point, we're actually waiting not on Future, but we're waiting on Winter and Gens. I think they're doing vetoes right now. So Winter is on my friends list. He's right there. Yeah. So we're just waiting on him and Gens, and then we'll hop right into that game. And that game is the game right before the losers bracket finals. So Future's already waiting in the finals, and now we're doing like the match right before the losers finals, which has and the losers finals will have Cicada versus the winner of Gens and Winter. So Gens and Winter are playing a third place match. Or no, they're playing the fourth third place. So like the loser of Gens and Winter is fourth place, and then the loser of Cicada and that person is third place. Although the only difference is in the OSC points, the prize is the same. Don't know why they're taking so long with the vetoes. I could just message them. Hopefully we'll get underway. Although there's not a really big rush. Alright, sweet. So yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying it. It's kind of sad that I'm soloing the last few hours of the tournament, or the last few matches, but Anansi had to go work, and he did tell me about that, so it's not a surprise or a disappointment, and they just did such a good job. Like I can't really be the most entertaining caster because I'm such a competitive person that I will start judging all of the players on everything they did wrong. So from that standpoint, I'm just like a purely analytical guy. But yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying it anyway. And now we just wait. Look at this sentence. Do you think Future will beat? By the way, I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Maybe he means beat or win. Like beat everybody. Or he also could mean like beat off, but not in the dirty way. Just like leave because he's too tired. Nah. I feel like that wasn't what he meant. Okay, so we're probably going to get into a game. There we go. Alright, so yeah, um this is on Catalyst, and it looks like they're gonna be starting shortly. You got Jens, the Chilean Terran player. Yeah, he's Chilean, right? So yeah, he's like by far the best player in Chile. So that's pretty cool, in my opinion. And like, Winter is pretty good. One of the best Swedish players, I think. But he's sort of like up and coming. Winter is not like a professional necessarily. He's like a semi-pro. So that's exactly why he's playing in this tournament. And yeah. Thanks for watching, everybody. And if you are not a follower of this channel, please hit the follow button, because we will be doing more events in the future, and they will be just like this. We're just covering the semi-pro scene the very best we can. And it's a tournament restricted to players that have earned $8,000 in tournament earnings or less. So if they're a professional, they're actually not able to compete in this event. And that's just because we want to promote the growth of the semi-pro scene, and we also want to give players a chance to compete without actually losing early in the tournament to professionals. So for that reason, we have a double elimination bracket, and like, so you're gonna be maximizing the amount of games played, of course played, but not only that, but against people that are actually very similar in skill. So I just like the idea of that, and also like, yeah, and also it's a good chance for people to get better, and because sometimes you don't feel like you're getting better if you're playing against people that are like infinitely better, because you're not really sure on what mistakes you're actually making. So like, this is really just like it's a fun tournament to improve, test your skills. But yeah, we see Winter is not taking any chances here, and he's actually getting a pool before his hatchery. And if you look at the other side of the map, we see Jens, and he is getting a normal build. Just kind of making a Rax at the top of his ramp. And he's probably going to expand soon. I think that these lings here, he's making 6 of them. They're probably not going to get that much damage done. They will kill this SCV, and that might tell Jarpy something, or Jens, I guess. Everybody today has been calling him Jens, but in reality, I think he's more known as Jarpy. Jens is like his battle, his battle tag or whatever you want to call it. That's what he's known on StarCraft 2, the latter, but probably most people call him Jarpy. Anyway, he's definitely a very good player, and not new at all to the scene. He's a very talented person. But yeah, these 4 lings are coming around. They're actually going to get spotted. Maybe not. If they could kill this SCV, that would be worth it. I would say good opening there. But they're not even going to get that, as Jarpy is on top of this. And this does seem as though it's not a very efficient opening from Winter. However, I say that after also recognizing Jarpy scouted. So like, there was a moment he took the gas and then he canceled the gas. So Jarpy actually scouted all of that stuff, and and he doesn't know that he canceled the gas. So Winter is going gasless this game, and this is like a super greedy build, right? So like to make up for his pool first, he's actually just gonna macro up, just take as many drones as possible, and yeah, this Reaper has 3 kills, all lings. All those. He probably has that SCV with the kill, right? No, maybe not. I was trying to figure out how the last one died. I don't know. Maybe it got away. But anyway. Oh, you know, I bet one of these has a kill. God, I'm so OCD. I have to find the unit with the kill. Is it this one? Nope. Fuck. Alright, anyway, moving on. Huge Hellion attack here. There's 4 queens there, and this is all from his extremely greedy opening. He should be having gas though, yeah. So he's mining gas. He hasn't taken a lair yet. He hasn't really done anything. He's actually supply blocked right now, so that sucks. But yeah. Terran player Jarpy is getting stim. I believe he just got a Viking from the starport. And this tech lab is probably going to house factory. I don't know what the factory is doing over here. It probably needs to go over there. But yeah, 2 overlords go down. This is all looking pretty damn good for our Terran player here. But I don't know what is going to happen with the Zerg. He's going double evolution chamber. This is so greedy. Although I don't think it's a very smooth build, because if you do take those 2 gases, you do have a decent gas income. He's not taking a lair though, which makes me think this is a huge Ling Baneling flood. And he is taking that speed. If I was Winter, I would get a Baneling nest. There it is. So yeah, we're gonna see a very interesting style coming out from our Swedish Zerg player. He is going to make as many Ling Bane units as possible off of 3 bases, spreading creep monstrously everywhere. He is taking that lair though. So from that, actually, the fact that he's droning up right now and just taking a lair is actually kind of making my statement a little incorrect here. He's not all-inning, he's not attacking, he's actually going with the Ling Bane tech, but not necessarily an attack. So instead he's actually just macroing up. He's getting the drone count that he needs to go to the later stages of the game, but he's being careful and taking upgrades so he will scale well, and he's not just droning, so he's actually improving his army as well. But if you look at what Jarpy's doing, he is making a decent army count, 5 Marines at a time, with stim and combat shields. This could be a very powerful timing here. It's not all in at all because he's going with the 3rd CC immediately. But I'm just trying to predict, just trying to see the future here. So, see the future. Get it? Not really though. That's a terrible joke. But yeah, future is in the future. He is in the finals of this tournament here. So yeah, see, all of these slow banelings are getting picked off by the Hellions and the... Oh my god, that was pretty good hits. It could have been a little more beautiful than that, but not really that much. That was a very, very good opportunity. Yeah. So Jen's here, droning up, or SCVing up here. And yeah, we see all these dudes here. They gotta take off. He's trying to find some small damage with his drops. At this point, yeah, he's just clearing creep out, doing normal Terran things. He will probably land somewhere to fight more. By the way, thanks for watching this etc., etc. It's been... If you're just now joining me, I see some new faces or viewers. I'm solo casting for a little while as Anansi to go, and probably gonna be the rest of the tournament here. But yeah, we have like 3 more matches, 4 more if you count the finals, I think. And yeah, Jen's our Terran player is playing extremely well, dropping everywhere, doing all sorts of aggression. I don't know though. The mutas are out, and this makes it interesting. Maybe Winter was learning from the mistakes of game time, and he did get mutas. Of course, he's against a different style now. We saw last time again. Oh my god, I missed a drop. I'm sorry, guys. This huge drop here picked up the spawning pool, and it's gunning down all these lings here. It's got to take off now, or else it'll get picked off by the mutas. And it still might get picked up by the mutas, but at least he can land some and get a kill or two before he gets cleaned up here. Nice targeting. Very nice targeting. Still loses them medevac. Pretty worth it though. Yeah. I don't know. I gotta conserve my energy casting. I feel like I'm talking too much, but that is the reality of casting. I suppose. If you're Winter here, do you just go for a very late game army, or do you keep expanding? He's only at 72 drones. It's pretty good. This is insane creep spread. Can we just take a moment to recognize the Scarlet-esque level of creep here? Absolutely insane play by Winter. You know, maybe I should not have called Winter a semi-pro. This is looking pretty pro. I mean, like, this is literally like some of the best macro I've seen in quite some time. At least in terms of macro mechanics, like spreading creep, you know, making units, hatcheries, just generally having map control as well. But this is, yeah, insane. Oh, his queens go down though. That's not good. I think Winter likes his queens. He definitely wanted to keep them around for, you know, re-spreading creep after it gets cleared up. Jarpy is doing pretty well with his bio. He's getting... he already has 2-2, I believe. So is that vehicle weapons he's getting? Interesting decisions here. He is getting a ton of mech units. So he's sort of now realizing that he can't stick on bio forever. And he does have to switch eventually. Yeah, Winter is doing quite well, but he is on Ling Baneling right now. He's getting an Ultralisk Cavern though, and this tells me he apparently Nemesis is back. Yeah, I see you on the stream, Nemesis. Thank you for watching, and good to see that you're back. We're almost at the finals, so it should be a relatively straightforward. Oh my God! Look at all those Banelings coming in. They take out a ton of supply depots and are aiming for the SCVs right now. Oh, if they could get those juicy shots, but they will get picked off before anything critical happens. However, that does supply block Gens at one. He needs to make several depots because he's at 195 out of 180. Gens is clearing out some creep here, and Winter is going around with a lot of lings. Yeah, this is interesting. So we do see the lings of Winter coming in with all the banelings as well. Getting a full surround of the bunker, killing all the units over there. They do connect with a lot of units, a lot of Lingbane. Jarpy is taking some heavy losses. But he's not out of it. These SCVs, I don't think he can afford to lose that many. He kills a Ghost Academy. Or was that a nuclear silo? I don't know. Either way, the SCVs actually escape. And this puts Winter in a strange position. So Winter's getting cleaned up here. And 3-3 is actually on the way for the Terran, but he's only getting +3 armor because I think he lost an engineering bay. Either way, Winter's in an excellent position here. This is a ton of tanks though. Oh no, they're exposed. Look at this. He doesn't have the anti-air. And this is looking quite painful for Jarpy. Jarpy is doing so... Winter's doing so well here. He's playing out of his mind. He's sort of doing the things that game time was lacking here. This is absolutely amazing from Winter. I've never seen him play this well. I mean, every now and then I will tell you I do beat Winter on the ladder, but I don't think I could do nearly this well against Jarpy. This is super macro and harass as well. Like, he's going in from every angle. He's hitting in small groups and in large groups here, because he did have the time to macro up and get a 3-3 Ultralisk army. So that is just super impressive. Yeah. So that was that. And in fact, that means Jarpy is eliminated. So Winter has made top 3 already. And fun fact, Winter told me that if he gets top 2, or if he doesn't make top 2, then he will donate his prize pool to next week. So actually, if he takes out Cicada in the lower bracket finals, then he is in the top 2. And then I will actually have to give him a prize. But if he doesn't, then at least we have $5 more for next week. And then that will be the largest prize pool of the Platy-pro Weekly. So Winter is being very nice by putting forth this offer. It makes it so the tournament continues and supports us for the future. So that's pretty cool. Thanks, Winter. But yeah, at this point, I think we're waiting for vetoes from Winter and Cicada, who should probably be in the Platy-pro group right now. As we see Hannah, Nemesis. Cicada's actually AFK. So this is interesting. All right, I'm gonna assume he's doing vetoes. I'm just gonna ask Winter to see if he is able to communicate with him. Okay, so he is AFK right now. Oh, he's back. He's back. Okay. And it appears now they can start the vetoes. So this will be a best of 3 here. So now we get to see how good Winter's ZVZ is. We already saw his ZVT, and that looked scary. That looked really good. Formidable enough to go against Future and not look silly. So I'm looking forward to whoever is in the finals. It should be a pretty good game. And yeah, and then we get to see who's the winner of Platy-pro Weekly number 6. And yeah, Jarpy got offline. I would be sad if I was Jarpy. I thought he was a very good contender to actually move on. Jarpy has participated in this tournament several times now, and he's always placed relatively well. So yeah, that was probably a disappointment because, like, Winter is good. Don't get me wrong, Winter is very good, but I did not expect him to take out a player of the caliber of Jarpy. But yeah, this is pretty stacked. And with the way he's playing, I think he has a very good shot. So to go all the way, really. So Cicada actually did extremely well in the winners bracket. He made it all the way to the finals. Cicada took out to get there. He took out Game Time, placed. Who else did he take out? Goman and Maples. Interesting that the only map Cicada has lost, other than against Future, was against Maples. That was his very first. He dropped one game, but he is finding himself fighting for third place or the finals, and he's against. And I think it's really cool that Winter has made his way all the way through the losers bracket. So Winter actually lost 1-2 against Placed, which is the Korean Zerg player who who actually goes by a different name. Apparently, Desired was his other name, and yeah. So this guy apparently had some shady histories, but I don't really want to go into that because I think he's sort of not. He's changed. He's not that way anymore, and also I don't know what's happening. We have Ace left here. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why. Um, oh, he's actually got offline. Oh, okay. Oh. But yeah, okay, so yeah, I don't know what's going on. I guess Ace needed some time, but he seems to be back already. Yeah, so yeah, like I was saying, placed is slightly shady as I hear it, but I don't wanna, I've never talked to him. He's could be a good guy for all I know. Because I know in Legacy of the Void, all of the hacks are essentially nullified by the way Blizzard has programmed the API, so it's really difficult to hack. Although recently, if you've been reading Reddit, Cuddlebear made a thread which essentially highlighted the fact that there have been hacks. Uh, there have been hacks put in place that allowed some Zergs to creep spread and inject perfectly, and so that's pretty questionable. I mean that's pretty scary stuff. I mean, nobody likes to see hackers, at the GM level, and Cuddlebear is a GM. Uh, so it looks like these guys were talking. Ace, aka Volts, or aka Cicada. Gosh, he has so many names. Thought that or Winter thought that he was going to play Protoss because he played Protoss against Future. But this is a ZVZ. So interesting. Winter says TVZ is really hard and TVP is easy. I totally agree with that. TVP is wait, TVP. I think he meant ZVP, right? TVZ is really hard. TVP is easy for the Protoss, maybe. See, generally speaking, people in today's patch will complain and agree, essentially, that Protoss has a slight advantage against Terran. And I see it over and over. The win rate is just slightly ridiculous, although, again, it doesn't matter until you're really, really good at the highest levels and such. But, yeah, Protoss has a lot of tools to take down Terrans. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, Winter coming up with all these lings here. I think that Ace is going to be pretty aggro off of one base. He's hiding in the bushes, waiting for an ambush. But Winter's making a spine crawler. This is the perfect defense so far from Winter, who is already getting the spine out. And he knows that he hasn't taken a base here. And right now we're just seeing all these links trading. I don't think this is good for Volts at all, because Volts relies on maximum damage. Like he needs to actually find damage. And Winter is completely gasless. So if Winter can block the ramp here, I think he's perfectly fine. And that's what he's on the road to do here. He's making his second spine. This is an extremely committed defense, guys. This is 13 drones for Winter, a guy who expanded. And 13 drones is normally the amount that you have when you're all-inning, just like Volts is. That's not an ideal Baneling connection, but it'll work. He can transfuse once before he dies. I really like this for Winter. Although, actually, maybe not. Do I like this for Winter? Yes, I do. Second spine finished. So yeah, basically they're tied. They have equal everything. Oh, please mine, thank you. Except Winter has 2 bases. They have the same army, same army, and then same workers. But Winter has 2 bases. Volt has Banelings. Volt has the better tech. He has Speedlings and Banelings. But Winter has a spine crawler. He has a spine crawler and he has a queen. So if this, oh no, all of the lings from Winter go down to a single Baneling. I don't think he realized he was chasing there. But at the same time, there is a spine and it's still up. He should wait for a transfuse. If he can gather enough energy on this queen over here, he should be able to transfuse the spine crawler of Winter's spine crawler should be able to get transfused. I would even think about blocking the spine crawler off of the queen, but he does take out that. That's interesting. Oh, interesting engagement from Ace here. He's still on 1 base, and the fact that he's still on 1 base, honestly, I don't know. This is looking pretty bad. It's looking pretty bad for our American Zerg player here. I'm so tired. Alright. Yeah, Ace still on 1 base with 1 less worker. And he's not making workers, he's making straight army. Not only that, his army is not good against what Winter's been making for defense. This is such a good defense here. I can't stress enough how impenetrable this specific defense is right now. He got the time and he set it up, and at this point in time I don't think there's anything Volts can do. No matter, it doesn't matter how many Banelings you have, you need at least 5 to break through that, and you have 2 transfuses available, soon to be 4. Yeah, I said that. Soon to be 4 transfuses, and you have 2 spines full HP. Yeah, good luck. That spine's never going down, nor are these queens here. Yeah, that's pretty much game. I mean, like, it looked like he could be fine for, at first the aggression looked very close, and it looked like he could be in a okay spot, but it didn't work eventually. And I don't think there's anything that really Winter can do to lose. You know, maybe he has another spine done. I love these spines because he realizes he has the money, so he's playing the Artosis game, right? He's just getting more ahead, and he knows that he can do those moves because yeah, Ace looks like GG. Oh, he got a lot of drones, but still not enough. He can transfuse the spine for days. He can even transfuse his drones. That's how many queens he has. So GG. At the end of that, he lost like, you saw all those drones that went down? He lost like 4 drones to some Banelings. It didn't matter at all. He's still at 23-13. He was up 10 drones at the end. Future about to win Platy-pro. Yeah, probably. And keep in mind, Future had already placed well. He got 3rd place, but he didn't even lose. He had to leave due to, sleep concerns. He has school, I believe, the next day, and so it's so impressive. The Future has basically gotten first place in 2, and he's going for number 3. So if he gets first place here, he would have placed in top 3 in half of all Platy-pro tournaments, and I think in every single one that he's entered. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, I think it's gonna be tough for whichever Zerg player has the disfortune. Is that a word? Disfortune? I don't think so. Anyway, the misfortune. There we go. The misfortune to play against Future. Wait, did that sentence me? I can't remember. Basically, yeah, he has a good shot to win because Future's TVZ is just looking amazing. So that's what I was saying. Like whichever Zerg gets out, they're in trouble. They gotta go against the god, the one and only Future. Spawning in the upper right here, we have the Swedish Zerg player in the purple. It is Winter. Also, I can hear my own voice, which indicates that I'm breathing into my mic, sort of. Like, at least, I can hear, like, that, basically. Alright, I'll try not to do that. I'll minimize the amount of what faces I get in the chat this time. Also, this is a slightly awkward setup. Anyway, spawning in the lower left, who wants to cheese again. It is our American Zerg player, Volts, aka Ace, aka Cicada. Now, in last game he did a build that was similar. I don't know if it was this exact build, but I can't say I like it very much because he got the gas after he got the pool. So he had to wait till he stockpiled 200 minerals to then get his extractor, which means this is going to finish and he's not going to have enough gas to get speed. So what is he doing? He's getting 6 lings and a queen. None of this will have speed until a long time from now. Of course, Winter also did pool first too. But Winter's going gasless, and we saw what happened last time. We saw the gasless versus the gas build. I think Winter's so practiced at defending cheese that he's in a fine position. Now, if Ace actually got the speed first, I think Ace would be in a good position. But he didn't get the speed first. He actually got the frickin' pool first. Or not the speed, I meant the gas. He didn't get the gas before the pool, he got the pool before the gas. And this leaves Ace in a very awkward position because he has nothing to deal with slow Zerglings from Winter. And we know how this is going to end, right? We saw exactly this situation last time, but it was probably even better for Ace, who ended up getting... It was on a shorter map, first of all, which is better for aggro, always. And he ended up getting some good banelings, and it could have turned the tide, but he couldn't keep track of Winter's queen count, and it spiraled out of control with excellent positioning because Winter had the time to do so. But yeah, look at this slow ling rush when he's a base up against Ace, and now he can keep him on the ramp and trade. So he knows the situation he's in. I don't know what Ace is doing here. Okay, now he's gonna get a good trade against the lings because he can wrap around. But does it even matter? Like, Winter's in a pretty damn good position. He is gonna get the queen block on the ramp. He can transfuse the spine once. The worrisome thing is this queen needs to get to somewhere safe. Yeah, it's gonna go right there. Even these drones, like, you could probably make like another spine. Look at that. He's gonna make a third spine crawler. This spine over here that's building, that's actually gonna get to finish. Like, I don't think you guys realize how screwed Ace is because he went for that gas super late. Like, holy crap. This is not gonna do very much damage. my god. Yeah, as we can see, he can transfuse the spine. He's trading excellently, and that's GG. It's just over right now. I don't think Volts has anything left because like he's on one base and he has one less worker than last game, so he's just gonna all in on this huge rush distance. It's not gonna work. Oh, Ray's sent his email. Please do not spam him with email stuff. I should be the one to use that email account to send a PayPal information, and that's about it. But okay, yeah, so as we can see, coming up here, by the way, I did not mean to insult your intelligence earlier. I'm sure you do realize exactly how screwed Volt is, but it's a little sad because, I mean, this guy's, I don't know, he was good for a number of years in Legacy of the Void, but he's dropped off just a little bit. I wonder if he's doing school or something else in his life, but he's not playing all that well right now. At least it's a slight it's a slight change from what I'm used to seeing here, and it's a little sad here. Oh, whoops. Yeah, I forgot that Yuko or Uko had to go. So yeah, Volts is trying to double expand here. But yeah, actually, that might be his best shot because Winter doesn't have anything that can punish this because he didn't have a gas. He just went for the gasless build. And he made kind of a lot of spines here. So Winter has 4 spines, and he still doesn't have any gas. But I really don't like Volts' position. It doesn't matter that he has 2 extra hatcheries. Winter has even seen the hatchery, so he sort of knows what's going on, right? This is a economic greed play, which might pay off, but in order for it to actually pay off, whoa, what's going on there? So he wanted the wall off, perfect wall off that involved those buildings and creep tumors. Oh no! Winter oh my god, that's painful. So Winter killed 2 creep tumors, but he didn't realize that would unpower this creep over here. So it receded, and then he lost the creep. But that's fine. I think right now, it might look like Volt has caught up, but I think right now I still like Winter's position. It's in a very nice spot. You can transfuse the drone. There we go. Transfuse the drone again. And kill a bunch of lings. Oh, it dies. Okay. Still got pretty decent transfusing. That was pretty epic saves. But he brought the ling count from like what, at least 8 to 3 basically, and that's not good for Volts here, but that's fine. Right now we see a bunch of roaches coming out with +1 in speed, and this is just going to end Volts. He has no answer at least once these upgrades finish. If he attacks right now, Winter has actually a chance to bungle this attack, and this is what Volts is relying on to stay in this game. So if Volts has any chance here, he needs to surround all of these roaches before those attack upgrades finish, and once he does that, he can sort of hold on, but he's already down in workers, and he's losing workers, and they're on the same bases because this base is about to finish. So I don't like Volts' chances at all. The good thing is for Volts is these lings can surround and kill these off before the speed and the +1 finish, but not even really. He saved both of them. He brought a drone here, which can help in the fight. And in trying to kill those Ravagers, he ended up losing a couple of roaches himself there. Look at the count here of army. You have 38 for Ace to 26. Actually, you know what? Ace is repelling this attack slowly but surely. He's gonna have to cancel that. this is looking better and better for Volts here. And the supplies are similar. The only thing is, Winter has 20 more workers. Look at Winter's macro. I said last game in the ZVT how good Winter's macro was. This is exactly the reason why it's so good. Like, yeah. Yeah, Winter's macro is pretty on point right now. He has 62 workers, and he has better upgrades. He's getting... I think he's actually getting Overlord speed so he can do drops. And once that hits, he's gonna probably do the same kind of multitasking that he's beating Jarpy with. And this will be a ZVZ version of that, so it's gonna be really awesome. I don't know if that's his plan yet, but we'll see. And the way he's been playing is just so on point. He knows that he doesn't want to throw the game away by attacking before upgrades against Volts with, you know, slow roaches. So what does he do? He makes drones. He doesn't continually make army because he knows the spiral effect of the defender's advantage. And you know, Ace has nothing for upgrades, so he can just march across the map right now. And I think this is going to be one of the last fights here. So we see a huge army supply advantage and a huge upgrade advantage for Winter. And this is going to be it here. So that's going to be a 2-0. And Winter moves on here. I believe this game is over. And when this game ends, this means Winter did make top 2. He's in the finals against Future. Now I do favor Future for this finals quite a bit. Just because I didn't expect Winter to get this far in the first place. But now that he's made it here, I don't know, it's pretty good. Like, he's looking really good. So maybe Winter has a chance. I don't know. If Winter beats Future, then all of my assumptions, all of my predictions just go away permanently. But yeah. So yeah, I got his email there. Okay. I'm not gonna wish him well played yet. Or maybe I will. Okay, now we have Future in, he has the 1-game lead going into this best of 5 against Winter. So, yeah, Winter looked excellent that last game. Absolutely amazing play. Yeah, so yeah, thanks guys for joining me. We are having the finals soon, and these finals will be between Future and Winter. Yeah, okay, so yeah, Winter is gonna, yeah, he's actually deciding he might even donate his prize pool, or his earnings to the next week, which is amazing, but he absolutely doesn't have to. I just can't stress that enough. He's already being nice here. So yeah. What? Nemesis is making fun of me, but that's what she does. To be honest, I don't blame her. I mean, I'm so salty whenever I play twos with her these days. It's kind of crazy, like. Although, you know, it is what it is. I think, I think that I haven't been carrying Nem and twos these days as much as I used to. But I don't even have time. That's the problem. I'm always doing school or other things. So yeah, Winter thinks he was favored. That's possible, but I never realized how out of shape Volts was, or how in shape Winter was, or whatever it was. But yeah, either way, we're going into the finals of the Platy-pro weekly number 6. And this is a best of 5 between Winter and Future. And Winter just looked so good last game that maybe I should stop being so surprised that he's as good as he is. And yeah, so now we see 2 SCVs coming out for Future. He's going to proxy, and this should be an interesting game. Winter does the extractor trick, apparently, just like me. I don't know, maybe he's going to have the foresight to actually get a pool first. He's been getting a lot of pool firsts lately, and he's played gaslessly very well. So I think that's what he's most comfortable with, and that's exactly what he's doing. This could be a one-sided defense. This could be just what he needs to counteract this double proxy racks. And the Raxes are actually not even they're not even Reapers. They're Marines. So if he waits for a while, these Marines will just chew through anything that Winter could make off of a gasless economy. Because the fact that he's not taking gas means he can only make slow lings, and slow lings get absolutely destroyed by enough Marines. Of course, the problem is Winter will have access to queens even sooner than he would if he had hatched first, because he's getting a queen right now, and he's going to get another queen later. Is this drone coming to scout? Alright, it looks like that's the case. Those SCVs come in from an odd angle, so now he knows exactly what's up. The bunkers start going down. He can start working on this SCV. Although, yeah, he's wasting a little bit of time. He is going to pull a ton of units here and drones. He wants to just shut this down in his tracks, right? And Future should know how big of a commitment this is, and he can back off. He can back off to a little corner here and probably start shooting everything. Although, yeah, these get surrounded and killed off. The only thing is, what is Winter mining at right now? He's at 3 workers? Are you kidding me? This is a sketchy way to defend if you're going to be at 3 workers. Future might be okay with that. Oh my god! Future just leaves the game? Alright then. I guess now that I think about it, those workers went all the way back to the natural, so or that was actually a pretty short distance to return to. I didn't feel like the game was completely over though. I guess he might have played enough to know the situation he was in. I I'm a little confused personally, but I guess he did have an advantage. If it doesn't spiral out of control, proxy 2 racks with 2 SCVs pulled is pretty committed. Yes, I'm with Winter as well. I don't know. Hey, this guy mobile Escurd 555 Escud probably is on Team Winter because he called Future a coward earlier because apparently he logged off, but he didn't, you know, he didn't log off to quit or forfeit. So now we see these two players are tied 1-1. So I can do oops, shift 1. So yeah, Future, the game that he is up is based on the fact is the game that you're in the finals for, or the free one that you get there. So yeah, from this point, I guess we're looking at Winter in the bottom left here of Blackpink, and he is taking a match, the first game off Future, and Future tried to cheese. Future really does have a good late game, so I would like to see a longer game. And I don't know if he just wasn't comfortable on that map, or if he actually did think he could take out Winter with a short cheese, but in my viewing of Winter, he's had excellent defense, and that's actually been the very best thing I can say about Winter right now. Is his gasless openings are beautiful. They are just, you don't see any flaws, any real flaws with them. They seem to be pretty well practiced. Future, knowing that, or maybe not knowing that, did a aggression last game, and he got surrounded near his barracks and eventually just lost. So whatever. Future is probably thinking about what he wants to do this game. He's going to go with the command center in the low ground. So this is a very good opening against pretty much everything that Winter could possibly come up with. I'm wondering, is this another gasless? He really likes those gasless openings, and that's interesting to me. It's very, very interesting. I don't know on this map if that's a good idea. Oh, he's taking a fast third base though. I gotta try this sometime. I'm always used to opening up with Ling speed, but the fact that this Future is getting Hellions, this could punish Winter's build quite heavily if he doesn't get enough queens in the right positions to defend against it. But if he does defend against it, this gasless opening could be extremely powerful. Yawning. Okay. 6 Lings are not going to cancel the CC. That's why you get a Reaper. He might lose an SCV or 2. If he has good micro, he's not going to lose anything here. And, oh, slight misstep there. The units went back instead of continuing the fight. And that will cost a single SCV at the cost of 6 Lings. I think that was worth it for Winter just because of the delay. But it was not the greatest, or it was not a huge deal breaker. It was just kind of a small thing that he could do, and he knew that he could get away with. But yeah, it didn't cancel the CC, and it only killed a single SCV, which was a micro mistake by Future. But this is fine. This is definitely fine for Future so far. It's about even. He loses the SCV or the Reaper there. That's not good. He's gonna get an Overlord kill, but the Overlord did scout and it saw the starport. But of course, the starport was actually making a Viking so it could kill Overlords. So in that sense, it didn't really see much, and he's gonna lose the second Overlord anyway. So the Viking's doing a pretty decent job, I would say. Or the Future's doing a pretty decent job denying the scouts, because this doesn't sell you much. This is how pretty much all Terrans open these days, except for maybe the lack of an add-on on the starport. You know what? This is a little sloppy because Future could have started that add-on with the starport, unless he actually wants a reactor right now on the starport. Are you gonna make a reactor and make me look smart? Or are you just gonna lift it over here? That's interesting. I would have started the tech lab on the starport based on what he's doing. Is this gonna be a... Okay, yeah, it's a late reactor. So it's a slightly not very refined build, but it doesn't make a huge difference. Also, I don't play Terran, so maybe I'm missing something. But it looked to me like it was maybe not the most standard opening from Future, who is getting 2 engineering base, so he's going to be playing Bio against Winter. So Bio has gone out of fashion, but maybe he's making a comeback here. Yeah, he's getting wrecked again. I don't know. I don't think he's getting wrecked again. Yeah, I think Future's in a fine position. He's not losing. He's not winning either, but basically, if you look at the units lost tab, nothing's happened. Like, Future's lost a single Reaper and a single SCV, and Winter's lost 6 Lings. And maybe even more, actually. I didn't see what the Hellions got done. But it wasn't much, so... Future flying out his 3rd base. Look at the creep spread of Winter. This is excellent stuff here that we're seeing. Yeah, this is just really good macro mechanics. Winter is sort of committing a lot to Banelings right now, but he's sort of scared because he doesn't really know what could happen from here. Future has an excellent economy. Look at those workers. He has 54 workers on 3 base. That's pretty good. Future is keeping up with Winter, but Winter got away with a very greedy opening. He went gasless, and he got 1-1 Lings, Baneling speed. This could be a pretty large Baneling timing if he wanted to. However, there's a lot of tanks. I would not like Winter to attack here. If he could hold off on the attack till he gets maybe some Hydras out, might be a good idea. It's sort of like neither here nor there. It's Winter is able to sit back either way, no matter what he does. And if he is aggressive, then he does have the units to do that and trade, basically. 3 tanks are going to be enough to repel most Banelings, because if you're at Future's level, you're going to be targeting those Banelings. And the problem is, he doesn't even have Baneling's speed quite yet. Once Baneling's speed finishes, I would say these Marines are way too far on creep right now. Actually, Baneling's speed has finished, and I'm extremely worried for Future, who should go back home right now. And he's doing just that. It's like almost as if he's listening to me, except he's actually just a good player and much better than I am right now. Holy crap! So all of the slings got cleaned up, and he did not cancel the 4th base. I'd say that's a pretty big win for Future, who didn't really lose anything except for some mining time on the SCVs. And if you look at the supplies, Future's actually way ahead right now. And if you look at the upgrades, Future's getting 2-2, and Winter has not even +1 attack on his Hydras. Extremely inefficient trade for Winter again. I mean, what's happening in the last 2 minutes? Future has been thwarting everything Winter has done in terms of aggression and army supply, and this leads Future to be in a significant lead in most categories, to be honest. So he's clearing up creep right now. Pretty smart, killing Queen. There is a counterattack that's going to happen, and this might get some damage done, but he targets the banelings perfectly, which means that he doesn't lose this pack of marines, and all of the hydras die. Oh my god, I don't know what I'm saying here. Now, Winter is a little careless because he's doing moves that would probably destroy lower level players, but aren't necessarily gonna do anything against someone with this good micro. Like, there simply wasn't enough stuff in that counterattack to do anything unless Future really just fucks it up. But he doesn't. I mean, so now Future has an insanely high marine count, which is pretty volatile by itself and could blow up to a bunch of banelings, but that needs to be a ton of banelings, and he's doing that. He knows that he has to get a ton of banelings, and that's his chance to pounce on this army and catch up. Now, can he make that happen? Can he actually get the connections he needs, and can Future split exactly like he needs to? I think he can. Look at how well this is done. The top flank gets destroyed by tanks, and that was a one-sided game. That was extremely well defended and well played. That right there made the aggression of Winter look very silly. So if, generally this entire tournament, I think Winter's looked on point. And for that reason, I'm not necessarily worried that Winter is gonna get destroyed, but I will say, Winter is not. He's not playing it like he needs to. Like, he's not respecting Future. Is probably what I'm trying to say. I guess. You saw that last game, and he tried to make things happen that would be an insult to a good player. Like, he went in there with a bunch of hydras. It was like a cheesy kind of play, because like if that did not work, then you're stuck with a bunch of slow hydras, and yeah, those can get run down by any amount of units. So you needed that to spiral out of control to kill all the reinforcements and stuff. But he didn't back off when he saw the lings were dying, and he relied on 2 banelings to take out a pack of marines, which could easily target the banelings. So that's all very questionable moves, in my opinion. I think Future is just, I don't know, it just looked pretty impenetrable. So now we're getting to the next game. It's on Backwater, between our Zerg and Terran player, Future, and Winter. Let me just say right away that I'm glad that they're giving me ref this time around, and it's because I asked them earlier. So thank you guys. If you ever listen to this VOD, I appreciate the fact that I'm getting referee and can cast your games using said tools. Although I don't think there's much difference. It's mostly the fact that I can chat in all chat, so that it's better for a tournament organizer. And anyway, spawning in the upper left-hand corner of Backwater, we have our purple Zerg from Sweden. It is Winter. And spawning in the lower right-hand corner of Backwater is our red Terran. It is Future. And yeah, I super looking forward to this game. Future is playing out of his mind. First game he tried to cheese, didn't work. Future defended, or I mean, Winter defended the cheese by surrounding every single unit of Future with drones and Zerglings, and it was a gasless opening, so it didn't cost Winter too much when he still had at least 4 drones mining minerals. And then he was able to pull all his stuff back to the natural and start just mining there instead. And that put Winter in a lead so far that I guess Future didn't think he could come back. Second game, Winter was really aggressive. Future shut everything down, pushed across the Marines and won. That's about all I could say about that. And yeah, Winter's doing another gasless opening, guys. So this whole gasless thing has been a staple of Winter's play for the entire day, and probably outside of this tournament too. I don't really know. I don't watch him enough. I mean, I know I've played him on ladder. I just can't remember what he did in Zerg versus Zerg. But yeah. So I need to update the score. Winter is at 1, Future is at 2. And if Future wins one more game, he will be a 2-time champion of the Platy-pro Weekly. Yeah, WIB, that's Winter. I'm waiting for the 2-port Banshee. Great casting, thank you. Yeah, so yeah. Yeah, Winter is just sending drones to his natural here. So he's just, and this is all gasless right now. So he's not dependent on getting damage done with these lings. Although they did get damage done, they killed a Marine, which is the only DPS. They also get another SCV, and they're gonna get a third SCV, I think. That's really bad. This is starting to stack up a little bit more than Future wanted, and this leaves Future in the position where he needs to scout or get damage done. That was some pretty unfortunate damage. We go to units lost. We can see 4 Zerglings and 106 resources, which was the 6 minerals from the extractor trick, plus 4 Zerglings worth of minerals. And those, actually, you know what? He only lost 2 SCVs, not 3 SCVs. Okay, so that's not that bad. 2 SCVs in a Marine is recoverable. I don't think that's a huge deal. The bigger story, though, is the fact that Winter is being extremely greedy once again, and he's probably going to get away with it. So this puts a burden on Future, and the way he's going to deal with that, he's going to try to be aggro. And he's going to do a Hellbat Marine attack. I've seen him do this so many times. It's usually very effective, especially against Zergs that aren't prepared for it. And the thing is, this attack here will hit before 5 minutes. What it's really bad against, though, is a bunch of queens. And you know what Winter has? He has a bunch of queens. So this might not work. It depends on... You know what? I think normally there's 2 more Marines with this attack. I think it's 4 Marines usually. But he got thrown off in his build. So this is awkward. It's awkward that he's not going to get as much damage as he wanted to get done. He can pick up the units and go home, drop them, kill some more Zerglings. But yeah, this is not as effective as he wanted it to be. He even loses the medevac. And this all comes back to the opening that he did. I think that he should have been a little more careful with the units, though. It's never too late to back out. And if you can see that your attack isn't doing very much damage, then you can just back out of there. It doesn't really matter. You don't have to commit unless you're in an insurmountable deficit, and he's definitely not. Nobody's out of the game yet. 2 SCVs and a Marine is not a reason to commit to an all-in. He tried to blast the Queens away with the Reaper grenade so he can get in with the Hellions. That was a very cute move. In the meantime, he did buy some time for a Liberator, which actually got 2 drones, and that's as much as you can hope for. Usually you would see the Liberator coming, but Winter did not see it. Slight mistake. He cost him just a tiny bit of drones. He even gets a queen, and if he lives to get out of here... Oh, last hit kills it. That sucks, actually. I was going to say that would be totally worth it, but at this point in time, I think that trade might have favored Winter slightly. He doesn't have to worry about that anymore. Even this one goes down. That's... Oh, gets away. It gets away barely. One more shot, that would have died. I think even one more queen shot and that would have died. I don't know why I can't see the HP, but as you can see, those red health bars indicate that it's extremely low. Now, Backwater is an interesting map where Terran and Protoss can be almost as greedy as Zerg, and this is what Future's doing right now. He's being as greedy as possible. He's getting the 3rd CC on location as an orbital. That happened a long time ago. I missed it. But Future is also doing a interesting mass Hellion strategy against what is going to be a Spire. And this could be disastrously bad for Future. I say that knowing that Winter has absolutely nothing against the Hellions except for Mutalisks, which have not come out yet. These Lings here... Oh shoot, he's not watching. Alright, that was bad. That's his entire map control. And that was before Blue Flame. So Future moved out. He took a risk, and it didn't pay off because he didn't wait for his upgrades. And he also didn't... He was on creep and he didn't watch them. Not only did he not wait for the upgrade, he didn't micro like 8 or 9 Hellions worth of damage that could have come back at any time. And instead, he was doing other things, possibly dealing with a Ling drop, although that's going to be easy with the Blue Flame to kill. So that's the good part. But the fact is there are Mutalisks on the way, and you know what Mutalisks are good against? Hellions and Liberators, and that's pretty much all the Future has made this game, and that's all the tech that he has. He's getting Thors out now and missile turrets, but it might be too late. We'll have to see. The good thing is these Thors have the ability to move around in their medevacs. But look at the Banelings. They just got in and they're going to kill all of these SCVs. Some questionable trades there. Actually, that wasn't even that bad for Future. He let the Lings wrap around the Thors, which never die unless you don't have these Hellions here to blast, to kill all of the Lings as they attack the tanking Thors. But the Banelings didn't get as many SCVs as they're hoping, and they actually crashed into the Thors. So Future has defended for now. What I was really worried about is the fact that the Mutalisks can spiral out of control and essentially surprise Future and take him off guard, and just catch him off guard. But the Mutalisks didn't have the surprise factor enough, right? They were scouted by the Liberator, which died, but that gave him ample time to have defenses, and at this point in time, he's looking for damage. Oh my god, that was really good. Holy cow. So he just lost 3 more Mutalisks, but he's doing more Ling drops that are getting cleaned up by Blue Flame Hellions, and Winter is catching the occasional break by killing a unit or 2, but it's not enough to call it worth it yet. He does have the Overlord speed for this Dropper Lord, so that's going to come in handy in the future. But this Thor drop could be very effective at killing pretty much anything in its way. He's going to first focus on the Spore Crawler, and then he's probably going to go for the Hatchery if he could. There is an army coming to defend it though, and it consists of Hydras and Zerglings. It can intercept because he doesn't have enough Hydras on the other side. He also doesn't have the speed upgrade. Is that? I don't think he has the speed upgrade. Yeah, he just has 2 upgrades right now. So yeah, he's getting Vipers, and Vipers will be nice on the defense because they can pull the Medevac Thors into a bunch of Hydras and kill them off that way. Vipers are also good at Blinding Cloud, and he's going mech, so he has a ton of tanks here. And Winter is actually gonna, use his extremely mobile army to probably get some damage done in multiple locations. However, this Dropper Lord's going down, and you know what? This army is nothing without Vipers. So I'm a little worried for Winter right now because the amount of Blue Flame Hellions and Hellbats against an army that is entirely made up of light biological units is a scary prospect, and I think that that favors Future in this scenario. The Terran player should have the tools to deal with any kind of Ling Hydra attack. The scary part is Hive is done, a Greater Spire is morphing, and if there's not enough time to defend, actually now, speaking of time, Winter's on a clock. If there's not enough time to get Broodlords, Future wins, and if there's not enough time to get the answered Broodlords, Winter could win, or at least defend. But right now, Future's decided to move across the map, and Winter did a huge Hydra drop. Now there are tanks here, but are there enough tanks? There's sieging. I think this is going to buy him a tiny bit of time. But you know what? This unsieged army here gets blinding clouded. I don't know if there's enough from Winter. Winter has to defend and simultaneously attack. Oh, you know what? That orbital was really important. And I'm very impressed by the sectioning of Winter's army to be a significant counterattack group. Like, if there was this many Hydras pushing in that second game on Blackpink, then Future would have been in trouble. But there wasn't before, and now there is. And what Winter might have been lacking before, now he has. And the fact is, there's 5 Broodlords morphing. Those Broodlords they destroy everything in this army except for the Vikings. And for the Vikings, you have Vipers, and you have 5 Corruptors and 3 Hydras. Honestly, this is looking really bad for Future, because there's a huge army on the other side, and this army it's on a, it has a limited lifespan. Once we see those very important Broodlords doing damage to everything. Oh my god, he gets the Viper. That's a good start, because these tanks would be super dead without that. He needs to unsiege and run away though. Yeah. Sorry guys, I was not casting that very well. In my opinion, I think I missed a lot of things there that were going on. First of all, there was the first Ling drop that got some damage done. I didn't see exactly how much. He kept going in with the drops though. So he kept up the pressure, and there was a huge army by the end that was destroying Future's base. So he actually did lose a lot of shit there. What happened to you, Hana? Speaking of time, is there going for Hive? Yeah, so Future, I think you were posting links somehow, Hannah, aka Wonder. I'm just clicking on your messages to see what actually happened. I don't see any links, but yeah. So guys, this is the final of the Platy-pro Weekly number 6, and it's tied 2-2 against Future and Winter. This is actually extremely exciting. These guys are fighting for $10 right now. So it's not much, but first place gets $20, and that's always nice. And and right now, Future is looking pretty good, but Winter has won 2 games, and Future has won only 1 game. But they're both tied 2-2 because Future is coming from the winner's bracket, which means he has not lost a single series. Oh, hey, Mio Micah, thank you for the $1 donation. That actually, it says, wait, let me read the message that came along with that. It says $1 donation, but most of all the love, yeah. Yeah, thank you so much. So this $1 is actually going to be a part of the prize pool, so I could keep that, but I think because we're having such epic games, I think, yeah, that'll just go to the first place prize pool. So now we have a $21 first place. And if you guys keep donating, it can grow even more. But anyway, yeah, spawning in the lower right-hand corner of Acid Plant, Ellie, is the red Terran player Future, who looked pretty good last game, but he lost a lot of army supply playing mech to the perfect blinding clouds and counterattacks of Winter, who he did a giant doom drop to Future's third base with a bunch of hydras, and it's just enough hydras to spiral out of control completely and basically kill all of the tanks and the orbital. And it was like the perfect amount where there was no mech force that could really deal with that unless you're sieged up and in position. And that was totally taking advantage of the weaknesses of mech. So, and the weaknesses of mech, of course, is the fact that it's not very mobile. And I actually like Future's bioplay quite a lot, especially against the Ling Hydra style of Winter. So I would love to see him do that. But of course, if he doesn't, that's fine. You know, he did what he could, and mech is a very strong style. Maybe this sort of style works for Future against other Zergs, but Winter with the Queen defense and the early Lings, he did a tiny bit of damage to Future, and he sort of baited him into an attack, which got completely shut down by a bunch of Queens last game. So we'll see how this game is different. But already we see the Hellions coming out, which is the same kind of thing. But the early Lings from Winter are just not happening. These Lings stayed home, killed the little plate there, and they didn't try for any shenanigans, because first of all, there's only 4 of them. Second of all, usually you're expecting a Reaper no matter what. And you know what? That Reaper just didn't come over. Or maybe it did, and I'm crazy, but I didn't see what happened with that Reaper. And either way, there's no aggression from either player. And this does sort of give Future a chance to do the same Hellbat strategy, but better. I don't know if that's what he's aiming for right now. No, it looks like actually he's not going Hellbats. He's just going for the standard opening with a ton of Hellions. And he does have that Starport Tech Lab, which is pretty suspicious. I don't know if he's going to go Banshees. Yep, he does make a Banshee. So it got scouted, but he's still going Banshee Cloak. This could be really bad, or it could be a chance for Future to do some economic damage. Now, all of these Hellions are going to be able to run past the Queens. Do they get surrounded like last time? Oh yeah, that was a huge moment last time. He lost all of his Hellions to Ling Baneling. And he's losing a lot of Hellions again to these Lings, which are... These are just Speedlings. These are not like +1 Lings. Although that was sick micro, but he's still going to lose everything. Every single Hellion goes down. He does kill a lot of Zerglings in the process, but these Lings got some SCV kills. As you can see, one Zergling has 2 kills, and they were able to counterattack during all of that. So Future's sort of on the ropes here. You can see that he has Banelings. Of course, those Banelings are not going to finish. They were scouted immediately. We do see two Evos coming in, which is pretty awesome. Um, but yeah, so it's gonna be a macro game. Future's only at 40 workers, and he has the third CC on the way. Meanwhile, Winter has a bunch of queens, full saturation on 2 bays. I'd say Winter is in a lead here, and his upgrades are even faster as well. So like in pretty much every way that you can imagine, Future is actually losing, which is really sad because I know that Future is an excellent player and I've seen him completely dismantle all kinds of Zergs, but Winter is playing very well, and Winter's also more of a veteran player, I'd say. You know, Future's only at 15 years old. He's going to be 16 by the time I think WCS rolls around or something, but right now he's obviously not a very experienced player because he's not been playing this game long enough. He's just obviously very talented, so he has that raw ability, and Winter has been playing for a long time, and he knows all of the strategies. If you notice, Winter's doing, he's employing very standard strategies. So he's counterattacking at the right times. He's strategic. He's thinking very well strategically about the game, and Future's sort of like more like learning on the fly, I want to say, but he's doing an excellent job of it considering he made it this far, and he's coming from the winner's bracket, so he hasn't even dropped the series yet. Oh, this counterattack did shut down the third base and killed several SCVs of Future, but we have two cloaked banshees coming in and killing a lot of drones here. This is a neat move because you don't really expect at this stage of the game to be getting completely owned by a pair of banshees. So that's pretty cool by Future here, as he focuses on the Spire, but he doesn't get it and he has to run away and loses the Banshee for it. That's pretty painful. He might even lose the second Banshee because he's not controlling this all that well. He's getting trapped in a corner and he's going for the extra drone kills, but he doesn't get them. In the meantime, the counterattack does too much damage. He leaves the game. So Winter does get first place, and I'm so impressed by Winter. I think he played that extremely well, just how he needed to. And yeah, I think I have all of the emails of all the players. So yeah, thanks guys for watching, and I do hope that you return next week. We will have the same thing. Most of the players will probably remain the same as well. So it says you can use my prize money. You're awesome. And so Winter's elated that he won. So because he's so happy, he's actually just gonna donate the prize money, and I'm just happy that he's happy. And this is a relatively small tournament, and I think that anyone should be happy that they take out a player who has over 1,800 points on a legal act, who is currently the best Terran in the United States of America and has been showing incredible results lately. So the fact that Winter is able to take him out 3 games to only 1, despite the score being 3-2 officially, is just a feat that most players couldn't pull off. So yeah, the tournament has officially ended, and congratulations to Winter. If there's anybody that's streaming, that would be nice. Of course, there's a 2-minute delay, so nobody can really reply in the chat. But yeah, it's a little sad to see Future go out like that, but super well played. So now I'm just deciding what to do. because the tournament's ended. So if anyone's streaming, I will definitely host them. But in the meantime, also if you haven't followed the stream, please follow There's the Platy-pro Weekly, which is every single week Saturday. Anyone could play if you've made less than 8,000 in tournament earnings, which is the vast majority of players, and anyone can have a chance to win top 8, get prize money and OSC points. So yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. And yeah, please support the channel if you can by following. I will be back next week, and see you there. I guess that's it for me. So, see you guys later. Bye.